Welcome back to America. Thanks for watching the commercials. Thanks for coming back to the show. I have someone, a New York City resident. She's an incredible actress. I just watched a piece that she's doing in the city, various different places. We'll talk about that. It's called Crave. Very funny piece. Musical. She's a singer. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexandra Petrullo. How you doing?
Hello. Hi.
She's on the
You can call
steps
me
of the
Alex for short. I'm out here. I'm on someone's stoop in Brooklyn.
We rented
I
out
don't
a
live here.
stoop. We rented a stoop.
this.
Yeah, this is just for
Just
you.
for
Thanks.
this.
Yeah, this is
Yep,
awesome.
just for this.
Thanks for coming down. And
Thanks for such a nice intro.
yeah, I could go on and on about the things you've done, and I've been seeing songs of yours online for years, and I think we met once, probably about 5 years ago. We were doing a reading for somebody, for Eric Fitzgerald. That was probably about 4 years ago, and that's where we've met. And I've been able to see your stuff throughout the years, and it's really great to have you. What we do when we come and interview someone, we generally get into what got them into theater or entertainment or whatever aspect they do. You're a singer at large and an actress at large. What first got you on stage? When was the first time that you remember getting on stage?
Well, I think the reason why I always was singing one. I was really, really shy as a kid, and like I couldn't talk to anyone, but like I would sing. And then I wanted to be a Disney princess. So I was like, well, they sing and I sing. So this comes up in my show. And then I think, so I'm funny in the fact that, I don't know if I'm funny. I don't know why I said I'm funny. So I always loved singing, but actually it took me a really long time to, like, I wasn't one of those kids that was just like, I want to be on stage. I want to be on stage. Like I deeply wanted to, but I always was like deeply scared of it. It's in my chart. It's like my birth chart. All my squares are in my career sector or whatever. Anyway, I'm a Leo sun, Leo moon, with Scorpio rising. Tidbit of info that you didn't ask for. So
I'm glad the audience knows. I'm glad you told us that.
No. So most of the answers to the question are going to go like this.
Right.
You're going to ask me something. The answer is going to be right here, and then I'm going to go around and around and around, and then we'll get to the answer. So here we are.
You should be a politician. You should go into politics. That'd be great.
Right. The question, yes. So the first show I auditioned for was Annie Warbucks 2, or like Annie 2, like Annie Warbucks something. I don't know. Not Annie, like the sequel to Annie.
Right.
So it was for like some community theater in St. Louis, typical, whatever. Like this is such an eye roll moment. Like I'm 8 years old. I sang On My Own from Les Mis, and the theater was they were doing construction on like what was a movie theater to make it into like this community theater. So like nothing was built. There was like one ghost light and little me, and I was just panicked. Like I knew I had to do it, which was like much like how I felt about doing the show. This is like the first, show I've written and performed and whatever. Yeah, it was absolute panic. And then I got up there and I sang, and I was okay. My mom was in the audience, and it was super dark. And like, that's all I remember is just that was my first audition. And then like I got cast as like Tessie Jessie, the oh my goodness girl. Like I just said oh my goodness about everything. She was like one of the orphans. Like I wasn't Annie or anything. And that's kind of how I got started. I mean, I always was like running around and singing and playing, but mainly like with myself and like my imaginary friends, and just like pretending to be a Disney princess like in my backyard. But that was like my first official thing.
You actually talk about it a little bit in your one-person musical, Crave, which is playing. You have several dates coming up, and what I saw was really awesome. And seeing one-person shows, one-woman shows, one-man shows, you get this impression that they're the only person that worked on it, and there wasn't really anybody else. And sometimes that is the case, but you actually listed off a bunch of people that worked on this with you.
Yeah, I cannot take full credit. I had, so I worked one-on-one mainly with this woman, Gretchen Pryor. She was like my coach. I'm big in, I do life coaching, I do the writing coaching, I do the singing coaching, because I feel like you just get exponentially better when you like work with someone, you know, who knows what they're doing. And I feel like I found it's very like divine intervention-y in terms of finding these people. My voice teacher here in New York was like, go see Gretchen, go see Gretchen, go see Gretchen. And like months went by, and then I finally went and saw Gretchen. And because I've been writing the show, like I had the intention for since 2014, like since I graduated college. And then it wasn't, I mean, it was 2021 when it actually happened. But I'd say I started like seriously crafting it and working on it the last like year and a half, where I'd have like weekly meetings. And I was fortunate, you know, during the pandemic, I kind of got to go home for a little bit, and, you know, I could work slowed down and I could focus on actually writing. And so that's when I completed my first draft. I've been involved with this theater company for years, Playhouse Creatures Theater Company. They've been like so the best to me. Like I met them right after school, and they were like, whenever you're ready, like we got you for a show, like do whatever. But at that time, it would have been so terrible. It would have been like just Alex like tucking and singing some song, you know, like not. Anyway, yeah. So I'm glad I took the 7 years, because I feel like I focused on, you know, really like honing in on finding a voice. And it's cool when things like start to. It's your life. It's not my life. It's its own thing, you know, and it's its own voice. And like, it's not me. It's like a part of experience or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I credit Gretchen with like really getting me to this point, and obviously Playhouse Creatures, like they've supported me. And after I turned in my first draft, which was October 16th of 2020, like I received I'm like one of their playwriting fellows for the year for 2021. So they've been supporting all of like the shows and venue space stuff like that. So they're a huge player. And then through them, I was teamed up with Nick Wilders, who's been like my music director, and we've like arranged all the songs together. 2 of the songs like are originals. So I wrote one with my very first ex-boyfriend. We write music together. We're soulmates. We don't date, and we're not romantic anymore, which is beautiful. But like we write music together, and it's awesome. He's one of my best friends. And then the second one I wrote with my friend Matt Gregory. He helped me with like the arranging of the music. So it's really been like a lot of people have helped on this.
And Crave,
yeah.
Crave takes us through a one of your relationships, or an amalgamation of relationships, and the roller coaster that it is, and the expectations that come with a relationship, and the expectations that you have because of your childhood in part.
Yeah.
And I love, there's a story you tell about getting a cat when you were for your birthday that I thought was really fun and beautiful and a lot. Oh no.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
My phone's just telling me I'm not.
It's all good. So that story involves you getting a carriage that comes to your house.
Yes.
And Cinderella
is in, Cinderella comes to my house in a horse-drawn carriage with real horses and a horseman. And she delivers me a cat named Wishes, because I wished on a star that was really a firefly the night before, because there were no stars out that night. I don't know. I do remember like catching this firefly and like wishing for this little orange tabby cat, Wishes. And then Cinderella, I was like little 5-year-old me. Like I always, my birthday's August 10th. So I always had a pool party, and like a princess would come every year. And this was the Cinderella themed year. And my mom was best friends with Mickey Mouse, and she'd call him up and invite the princess. And yeah, Cinderella delivered me a cat, and we did like carriage rides around the neighborhood with the cat and Cinderella. And then, you know, that I talk about this in my show just really set me up for very unrealistic ideas of how I was going to be treated as an adult.
One of the things when I heard the story, I thought to myself, wow, if I knew that the wish was really going to come true, I would have, I think even as a 5-year-old, I would have wished for money. I would have been like, just give me like a box of money. I really wish.
Yeah, I should have wished for like a 401k and like benefits, like in retro. But like honestly, even if I knew what I knew, like my 5-year-old self would be like, I just love cats and I want the cat. Like I still probably would have wished for the cat.
I don't mean to take away from the beauty of it.
No. That's actually really funny. It's I think about that a lot because it's like you'll get like gifts as a kid, right? And like people will give you money, and it's like, what is this 5-year-old gonna like do with $100? Like, can you save that for when I'm like 25 and try to like be like, I'll take 100 for my birthday. Like, if you want to Venmo me, like that's fine. I'm not beneath that. Like, I need more now than I did when I was 5. What am I gonna do with it?
Or even a gift card. People give you a gift card. People spend money that they can use anywhere and give you something, spend it so that you can only use it one place. I find it to be a strange paradox of society. So in our last couple of minutes, I want you to talk about where people wait, before we go on, Halloween. We're going to talk about Halloween for a minute because you mentioned in your show that you're not a fan of horror films. You hate horror films.
Yes.
But I had a feeling you liked Halloween, and what are some of your favorite costumes throughout the years that you've dressed in?
So it's actually it's funny. Halloween is a trigger holiday. The moment in my show that is Valentine's Day in real life was actually happened on Halloween. Because there were some things like, spoiler alert, it sounds really autobiographical, but like the timelines are twisted. Like there's a lot that I,
Sure.
condensed for the show. Anyway, it's semi-autobiographical, whatever. So yeah, it was Halloween. I was a sad clown that night when like I was like waiting to hear from this guy, and we did wind up meeting up, but it was like, I don't know, something inside of me, I thought he was going to be like, oh, I need to see her, and I had to like call him and figure out plans. And I don't know, I was just like, my expectations were so high. We had just started dating, and then like plummeted. And I was like, it's so funny. I'm a sad clown. Right. Like, what is this? So
it's a great metaphor.
I don't know if that's one of my favorite costumes, but that's one of the most memorable ones. I think as a kid, I was way more hyped about Halloween than I am now, and then you get to the phase of your life where it's like everything but the slutty version or like the sexy version, right? Course, so now I'm like, I've moved through that phase of my life. I'm like, it's kind of just a day, but I think I'm working this Halloween, so I don't know if I would dress up for work. That would obviously have to be semi-appropriate.
Right, of course, you can't go to the Barclays Center dressed. I once worked at a restaurant as an actor at the Jekyll and Hyde Club, and someone only wore a garbage bag. A couple, they both wore garbage bags.
That's interesting. Like, if I wanted to be my ex, I could just wear a garbage bag and call it a day.
Right, it would be.
Maybe that's the move.
Maybe that is the move.
I just found my Halloween costume, but make it slutty. Like, I'll just make it a tight dress.
Well, that was.
I'm sexy, emotionally unavailable trash. Like, that's what we're going for.
Let us know where we can go see your show that you have coming up. I think you have some episodes in the next few weeks.
You can go to playhousecreatures.org. The link is up for tickets October 19th. That's a Tuesday at New Eurekan Poets Cafe, 8:30 p.m. It's only 60 minutes. It's super fun. I'll just, do my thing, 60 minutes. We can have a drink after, bar's open. And we usually go out after that. So like, come hang.
Awesome. I'm sure the audience will all come down. They're all going to come down the same night. It's going to be great.
I hope so. I hope to see everyone.
Alex, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
I used to have a sign in the back, but it went away. Anyway.
It's all right.
This was a great conversation. I'm really glad you came down, and I look forward to talking again and seeing your show again. I definitely want to check it out again. So keep well, Godspeed. Watch these commercials. They keep the show going.